当然不会完全看不见了，大家，大概就是这个亮度哦。
I got them 50s, got them hundreds, baby. I got plenty you work that pole till you get sweaty. I wanna hit it from the back. I promise you'll like it if you let me. I like tingle, I like tingle, I like tingle, I like tingle. I wanna see you move, shake, shake, now drop. What your mama said, move, shake, shake, now drop. What your daddy said, move, shake, shake, now drop. What your sister said, move, shake, shake, now drop. Yo, I got cash. I'm the pimp with the limp. Better watch your ass in the club. I'll take your girl if you slip. A living legend in the flesh. Put it down with me. I'm coming back to show y'all who's the original pimp. Cause I like booty and tingle. 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 I wanna see you move, shake, shake, now drop. What your mama said, move, shake, shake, now drop. What your daddy said, move, shake, shake, now drop. What your sister said, move, shake, shake, now drop. I'm begging. Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, darling. Riding high when I was king, played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. Walked away, wondering, but easy coming, easy going, it would end.
So anytime I need you, let me know. Anytime I feed you, get me low. Anytime I seek you, let me know. But I better see just let me go. I'm on my knees while I'm cause I don't wanna lose you. I got my arms all spread. I hope that my heart gets fed. Matter of fact, I'm begging.
Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, darling. I need you to understand. Try so hard to be the man. Not the man you want in the end. You cannot make it to live again. An empty shell I used to be. The shadow of my life was hanging over me. A broken man that I don't know. Won't even stand the devil's chance to win my soul.
Why we do it? Why we chasing? Why the bottom? Why the basement? Why we got conditions, don't embrace it? Why the feel for the need to replace me? You're on the runway track from the good. I'm only painting a picture, telling what we could be at. Like the heart in a dash way should. You done gave it away, you had it till you took it back. But I keep walking on, keep open doors, keep open forward. That the call is yours, keep those on hold. Cause I don't wanna live in a broken home, girl, I'm begging.
Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, darling. Let the games begin. Come walk in my shoes. I done paid all my dues. I got something to prove. All in, nothing to lose. Right now, a new day starts. Woke up my brave heart. Stand up and play my part. Like the crowd waves start. Been patient long enough. Not waiting, I'm bossing up. Life is like a toss up. I tend to triple cross it up. We born to be giant slayers. We shine too bright to shade us or face us. We love the pressure. This what made us.
Something's coming. Something's coming.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youths. It's time to settle some scores. Welcome to the grand finale of the Plus League preseason. the one and only 7 p.m. night game here at NTU Sports Center. I'm Ryan Chen and joined by Coach Ben Metcalf on the English commentary for this Dreamers Lioneers game. Last season, 3rd and 4th place teams in our 4-team league, but they had some of the best storylines, and that's what you get in the Plus League. Lights are off to start off the player introductions here. Welcome inside the arena. After playing yesterday, we'll have some adjustments and lineup changes for you. Let's see how it looks on the broadcast.
看来今天最后一场确实是一个势均力敌的比赛。那么各位，让我们先把掌声和欢呼送给我们开场表演嘉宾 ，Plus Go！ 掌声加尖叫给我们 Plus Girl， 谢谢 Plus Girl。接下来进入到我们的球员介绍，本场比赛将由梦想家对战工程师。首先介绍梦想家，福尔摩沙台新梦想家。首先登场的是我们梦想家的板凳暴徒，脚踝终结者，背号0号张正杰。 来自彰化的光速4分卫，绿色闪电，背号8号王正源。用实力说话就是我的意思，国民姐夫，背号14号吴永胜。来自德州的野兽，禁区炸弹，背号42号Julian Boy。 背号97号水陆两栖逐梦人，禁区守护者郑子阳。Starting five 先发5人名单，本土单场最高得分纪录保持者，标速跑车，背号11号林俊基。梦想后场的强力大锁，防守悍将，背号18号姚尚彦。 攻守兼备的梦想元老，台湾韦德， 背号23号 Chen。来自威斯康星的地图防守兵器火锅制造机，背号34号的 Brandon Gilbert。最后一位中华队的传奇射手美梦狙击手，背号21号Chen。总教练凯亚 Julius， 助理教练 Thomas， 助理教练刘文和，助理教练赖柏林，总经理韩俊凯。
接下来登场的是新竹工程师，华丽运球球风，精准传球视野，背号3号教练给李明义。享受所有挑战，工程师的进攻箭头5号送给宋宇轩。工程师的副队长，工程师的第4节先生，背号6号ED陈建恩。选秀状元高炮塔射手，背号8号小烈朱云豪。相信自己在场上总是全力以赴，背号11号小顺肖顺义。用尽全力只为每一场胜利。24号城霸郭少杰，澳门巨塔背号52号阿成荣医生。接下来介绍先发5人 Starting Five， 工程师的队长，永不放弃的最佳代表，背号12号 Evan 李佳瑞。勇敢挑战，穿针一线的疾风控球，9号小田田浩。气氛大师为球队带来满满的 energy， 背号7号 Nicky Foster 888四。工程师的禁区守护神，狮王辛巴，背号35号辛布尔辛巴。最后，让我们欢迎 5-4为自己家人而战，背号54号男子汉吴代豪。总教练林冠伦，助理教练沈星汉，领队 Lisa， 总经理高景言。
好，请双方球员在场中握手致意，并且留下一张合影。好，麻烦两队朝向我这一边来进行一张合影，好吗？朝向我这一边来进行一张合照 ，photo time。好，我们看向前方的摄影师。好，摄影师。
There you have it, folks. The active rosters and a little hint at the starting lineups for this Dreamers Lioneers games. As we were saying, Coach, last season the Lioneers got a little bit of a run, winning 4 out of 5 games too, including the Dreamers. But then in the very decisive March 27th game in Hsinchu, the Dreamers were able to prevail with 2 of the import players, 1 from each team, going down and finishing off that game.
Yeah, no love lost between these 2 teams. Obviously some fireworks on the court and off the court. And again, both with high expectations for this season. So P.LEAGUE's done a good job in scheduling this game for the last game and finale of our preseason game series.
On the Mandarin commentary, on the right side, Zhang Yaozong, Eddie will be joined by Yang Zhenlei, Aaron. 2 guys who are both very familiar with play-by-play, but they're going to come together for this highly important game of the Plus League preseason. Here we see Wu Yongsun. Jeff not in the starting lineup, but has been learning the ropes here in the Plus League and will try to make a difference off the bench. The Dreamers last season had 3 of the top 5 individual steal performances, but as a team they had the least steals. But this year with Brandon Gilbeck in the middle, they're playing a lot more aggressively on the perimeter.
Yeah, and that's kind of when they played their best last year, just being aggressive, trapping, switching defenses, gambling from that weak side, getting out in transition. Obviously last year it was because they didn't have a big import. They relied on Derek, but this year with they're bringing them in a big to help out. It'll be interesting to see what kind of style they play with.
So far in 3 games, Jeff is averaging 10.7 points per game, 4.7 assists, and 3.3 steals. So getting it done in the box scores, and his return to Taiwan highly anticipated.
Yeah, like you said, his second stint there here with the Dreamers after spending some time in China. He's an important part of their success, or what their success will be this year. I know they have high expectations for him and the role that he's going to play on this team today, starting out from the bench.
I believe it was 11 free throws in Game 4 of the Plus League preseason, where he had 11 free throws attempts. That's a preseason high. Brendan Dawson also making a highly anticipated return, but from the previous season, he started things off with a 20, 12, and 5 block performance yesterday against the Braves. A huge part of how the Lioneers were competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, Brandon picking up right where he left off last season, bringing some energy to the Lioneers on both sides of the ball. Really not much of a question mark as far as what he's going to bring to the court. So the Lioneers mixing it up roster-wise and letting Nick Faust get his first action of Taiwanese basketball, and we look forward to seeing how he performs.
One storyline from yesterday's game came in closing possessions involving Xiao Sui, number 11, ironically from the sidelines.
Lioneers had a chance to stay alive, but that seems to be the story of their season so far. Starting from last year, they had the lead in the 4th, and then the Braves were able to pull ahead and squeak out that victory. So, yeah, today will be interesting without Oscar in the lineup, without Dawson in the lineup. We'll see how these Lioneers can cope.
So, and the post game, after clearing the air, Greg mentioned that it was a sarcastic comment from Xiao Sun-yi. There's your starting lineup for the Dreamers. On top, Lin Junji, Aji, followed by Yang Sun-yen, Doug, Kenny, and Gilbeck. For the Lioneers, Tian Hao with a new number. Next to Nick Faust making his Lioneers debut, Evan Lee Jia-rui, Wesley Udai Hao, and Sim Bular will be jumping center.
Yeah, these Dreamers playing short-handed with essentially 4 rotation players out of the lineup. So
right away, Brandon Gilbeck went up for the block, but is hobbled on the other side of the floor.
A quick start for Gilbeck getting into the action defensively.
Didn't get a chance to mention, 4 blocks a game is the high in the Plus League, besides Dawson's 1 game of 5 blocks. You mentioned Nick Faust making his Lioneers debut in the preseason, of course. His outside shooting prowess will be a key focus. Doug to the basket, lays it in for the first points of the game.
And as improved as Evan has shown to be in these first few preseason games, I'm sure that opponents love to see him running a pick and roll with Wesley on the perimeter. That time a turnover resulting in 2 points from the Dreamers.
Size-wise, the Dreamers way outmatched in a lot of positions. Wesley to Sim, making his way, quick shot block, but then with a putback.
And this is going to be the difference in styles. Again, we have the smaller, quicker Dreamers. Like you said, they're going to be not just smaller, but a little bit lighter in every position as we see Sim just doing what Sim does. Again, we look at Doug at the 4, matched up against Wesley, Gilbeck at the 5, matched up against Buller, and Kenny at essentially the 3, matched up against Evan. So they definitely have the speed and skill advantage, but we'll see how these Lioneers will do with their strength and heft advantage.
Kenny played well in yesterday's game against the Kings, floats one in. Hall getting 2 starts in a row at the point. Drive and dish. Here comes Sin. This time lays it in for 2.
And that's the evolution of these young point guards, learning how to play with Sim, doing a good job that time of occupying the defense and getting it to where only Sim can catch.
Brandon Gilbeck cashes in from mid-range.
And that's something that's going to be available for him whenever he wants. Again, Sim's not going to come out more than 2 feet of the lane, so he's going to have those mid-range jumpers all game.
This time Sim from way up top. He hands it off to King Hall, gets it back, and there's a foul. Kenny on the help.
Yeah, so right there, we've seen a couple times Gilbeck playing a little bit soft in that coverage. Again, trailing down, not showing, not trapping, and again, being passive against Sim. It lets him get that deep roll as we see just the dynamic of this matchup.
Faust, dribbling, spinning, passing it under the backboard. But got a hand on it, and the basketball right back. No looking pass. Gilbeck crashed into Sim to break up that play.
A couple Canadians, right?
That's right.
Canadian, Canada on Canada violence.
Well,
Canadian.
he was born in Wisconsin.
Oh,
Are you lumping that state into?
I guess action in the Canadian Basketball League, I should say.
That is correct. Fuller from Toronto. Ball plays it short. Looking for his first points in the Plus League preseason.
And it's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts as Kenny throws up a wild floater. Again,
now fouls with a nice hops, lays it in.
yeah, we're looking at highlights. It's a 3-point barrage, fast break machine, and Nick Faust. The question will be when he gets it into the half court against the physicality that these Taiwanese refs allow, how he adjusts.
A nice read by Yang Seung-yin to steal it right back. Now his 3 short. There's the captain for the Lioneers, Evan, with the rebound. Wesley with a size advantage and a quick foul on the floor.
Yeah, mistake right there by Kenny, not recognizing the mismatch, jumping to the weak side as we see Nick Faust kind of plugging the hole that LaDante Henton filled for the Lioneers last year, getting out in the break, finishing strong. But again, mismatches all over the court. Players have to be aware, help their teammates out, switch out of those mismatches, or be ready to double.
There's the pressure. Loose ball out of bounds. Will stay with the Lioneers.
And that's where it's very interesting. These Lioneers doing a lot of dribbling on the perimeter, especially with Evan and Wesley. That's not where they're going to have their advantage. Their advantage right now is going to be in the post, throwing it to Sim down there, throwing it to Wesley down there.
There's Sim and gentle finger roll.
Exactly, and that's where their advantage is going to be. Again, these few times dribbling on the perimeter, turnover, ball tipped out of bounds. Every time they've gone to the post, seeming good things have happened.
Here's Jeff Wu in the game. Waiting for the pick. Fire from mid-range. Trying to decide if that was air ball, and it was. There's Falls going with speed. It leaves it short. Now speed by the Dreamers. 3-on-1. Seung-yin's floater is short as well. Then another aggressive foul by Jeff.
Yeah, those fouls where a guy's got his back to the basket in the backcourt. Probably not ideal, but them showing that aggressiveness defensively, as Dreamers haven't had quite the success with the floaters as the Braves did last night.
You see on the sidelines for the Dreamers, Coach Thomas stepping in front of the LED boards. A lot of assistants working in that primary role as Sim gets through. He's fouled and misses the shot.
And again, we see the Dreamers letting their defenders go one-on-one in the post, really not much help. Again, second foul already on Gilbeck, which is always going to be an issue against Sim. And now it's time to throw the youngster to the Wolves. See if they continue to go one-on-one in the post as well.
That will be number 97, Nick Zhenziyang, the newest member of the Dreamers. He's making his way, while Coach Julius talks to Gilbeck, his player in 2 capacities as the general manager of the Valerie Fraser Bandits.
In Canada, right?
In Canada,
Yeah,
that is correct.
That's what I was talking about.
I got you, Coach. Achi with his 3, buries it.
Again, we see both teams going to their advantage. Dreamers knowing Wesley's not going to come up on those pick and rolls. Great screen by Doug. Better shot by Aji.
Nick Faust, guarded by Jeff, takes a step back. A little bit wild there. And here's the speed of Achi. Kind of tricked himself out of a shot. Another one, though. All net.
And that's that speed we were talking about. Sim hadn't even crossed half court. Aji hits the 3. Dreamers take the lead.
And the travel called by Evan.
And again, that's just the awareness. Again, Aji with the mismatch. His teammate helping him out. Kind of pulling out the chair and creating the turnover from Evan. Good start to this game tonight, Ryan.
We'll go to a break. Thanks for watching the Plus League preseason.
I'ma drip with it, I'ma pull up on it.
哇，发完了。脱赛的朋友是不是觉得没有礼物拿很可惜？等一下我去找你们玩啊！
Lay down heat, the early hour hits, dog. We don't sleep. Meanwhile, you getting slept on.
好的，在这边提醒大家呢，我们今天如果你有拍照或者是录影的话呢，欢迎你都上传到自己的 social media， 不管是 Instagram 还是 Facebook， 然后可以 take 我们 Plus League 的官方账号，并且呢打上有点意思的 hashtag， 好吗？另外，在大荧幕上看到的我们的 QR code 是我们中场等一下要抽奖的 QR code， 请注意。 一定要设一个 QR code 才能参加抽奖哦。如果没有扫这个
Next weekend
你是没有办法抽奖。
is a week off before the Plus League regular season begins. One of the most popular players for the Dreamers as Achi, little Achi, second in Rookie of the Year voting. Of course, very popular even with his teammates.
And there we said, these Dreamers shorthanded, essentially 4 rotation players down. We saw Calvin right there, just got stitches out of his, I guess, non-shooting hand, the middle finger. Yesterday, we saw Derek, who's even with Gilbeck in there, I'm sure is going to be a big part of the rotation. Randy Walko's still not in, and then still being short in import. So a lot of minutes for players that might not really see the court here this upcoming season.
Jeff pops, but gives it up to Doug. His shot rattles home.
And when the Dreamers are hitting these open shots, these Lioneers are going to have a really tough time defending. And Coach Thomas over there doing a good job of getting those defenders on the move after timeouts, trying to chase. Doug's making an open shot, making them look good.
Wesley trying to go after Doug, spins, hits the side of the backboard. We've seen that a few times today.
Yeah, again, any shot outside of the paint is really a win for these Dreamers.
Then Jeff stripped, getting a lot of attention by the Lioneers. Here's Faust's deep 3. Off to the right, Sim, deep positioning, and 1.
As we said, just throwing the youngster to the Wolves. Buller with that offensive rebound, and really not much the youngster's gonna do. I think he fouled him on his shoulder. Or Aji got him from below. Ref can take their pick.
5 team fouls by the Dreamers already. We got a little bit more than half of the first quarter left.
And that's what Sim does to you. Yeah, so You put so much pressure on your defenses. You're just helping and game planning that a lot of guys have opportunities that they might not have normally.
Nick trying to get his teammates open. Jeff's shot, no. Like we mentioned, the Dreamers like to put a lot of pressure up front.
That's that aggression you talked about pregame, Ryan. They're going to be smaller. They're going to have the ability to press 1 through 5. And again, perfect pass up there to Sim. Really nothing that the Dreamers can do about that one other than get down the floor and get ready to attack again.
Chen had that one picked, but the Dreamers hang on. Jeff going after Elliott. Picked up the dribble and is in trouble. Chen now in and out with his floater.
Yeah, we've seen floaters from Aji, Kenny, Jeff, Chen, Yang Sun-yin.
Nice by Faust. But that jumper is a little off still.
Yeah, a little bit of feast or famine with Nick so far. Again, bit of a streaky shooter from 3, but somebody that the defense definitely has to respect and be aware of where he is at all points.
More highlights of Simbular, who's got 13 points, all but 2 by the Lioneers. The other 2 was Nick Faust's layup. Taking his place is number 11, Xiao Sun-yi. Chen left open from the left. His shot also short. This offensive rebound means Jay from the Lioneers. 多少节 to get a chance. Evans 3, halfway down and out.
Yeah, nice box out by Kenny. Unable to come down the court, not able to finish on the layup, but able to force a jump ball.
We'll stay on this side with the Dreamers. Kenny frustrated with himself for not making it.
Yeah, but Gilbeck pumped on the bench about that jump ball.
Jeff going after Evan. Spinning into a block shot.
Well, again, the paint's going to be tough for these Dreamers to score on one-on-one.
And another bucket for Nick Faust, this time off the pass.
Yeah, great cut, great pass.
Now Kenny trying to go to work. Will be fouled on the shot attempt. Xiao Sun-yi did mostly a good job.
Yeah, we saw E telling him right there as we again see that nice backdoor cut from Faust. But he just told him, stay up straight. If you come down, the refs are going to call that every time. And if there's anybody who knows what the Taiwanese refs are going to call, it's E.
Oscar Gogglehall did not start in yesterday's game. Also didn't play that many minutes, but will sit out of this back-to-back. Kenny misses the first free throw.
You'd expect him to start the opener for these Lioneers, despite Chen Hao getting a couple starts here in the preseason and his minutes maybe being a little bit limited. The future of the Lioneers is definitely Oscar Gao.
Now it's time for Faust post up, but an errant dribble leads to an Elliott 3. One and done for the Lioneers.
And that's where we talked about it before. This different style of plays is going to be very interesting for these Lioneers. Nick Faust, a guy who's going to get up and down, who loves to play in transition, loves an open floor, slasher. Somebody who thrives on that space and movement. Same with Brandon Dawson, and then you've got Sim, who's just a dominant force in the post. it's definitely going to be adjustment for not just these players, but the coaching staff to try and figure out how to use these guys as well as they can and help them win games.
Don't see this often. Xiaosui bringing the ball up. Now he hands it off. Lioneers in the game. Jeff got his hand on it, but also got the wrist.
Yeah, we mentioned a lot of the times through this preseason. Just shaking his hand, saying thank you for the ball. Jeff, one of the more polite players. Good job right there. The ref's not giving him credit for that politeness, calling the foul.
First free throw down for Guo Shaojie.
Yeah, the Lioneers kind of going without a traditional point guard as well, despite his stature. Elliott probably an undersized 2. One of the Lioneers' most consistent shooters. So they've, you mentioned it last time, Xiaosui bringing the ball up the court is an adventure for everybody.
Usually the Lioneers would play 2 small guards themselves, but without Oscar and without Li Mingyi, that's probably not going to happen between Tianhao and Elliott. So this shot leads to a speed run down the other way and out of bounds.
Yeah, and these Dreamers, again, tough to find any space there in the paint. They've got some openings with that floater, but when they take that one extra dribble, they've had difficulty scoring. As Chen going for the steal and Lioneers retaining possession.
Now Jay Guo missing the corner 3. Aji probing. Now got the mismatch on Lioneers. Driving kick to Jay Chen. His shot is all in.
Again, we've said it, perimeter versus interior. These Dreamers just dominating the perimeter game right now.
Not to be forgotten, as there's a foul in the reach around. Doug adamant that he didn't foul while Jay Chen is slow to get up.
Yeah, talk about not helping from the corner, but when your big's that beat, the other defender's got to be ready to rotate, and looked like Doug got all ball there, but we've mentioned it before. These refs are used to calling certain actions. If you get it from behind, they're going to call that 8.7 out of 10 times, right?
That's very accurate math.
I could be wrong. I think we've discussed how math is not really my strong suit.
Wait, was it accurate or maybe precise? Are those the same thing?
Precisely inaccurate.
Huh. Well, we'll think on that one for a bit. Shaojie, 1 for 2 from the line. Down by 2, the Dreamers, without their lone import for a lot of this first quarter. No looking pass, so Jeff will fire in the corner. Highest guy up there was Nick Faust. His baseball pass to Jay. Xiaosui blows the layup. And a foul called on the shot attempt.
Yeah, but this is a problem that the Dreamers have had. A lot of three-pointers, a lot of long rebounds, and guys not getting back defensively with this Lioneers team that struggles to find scoring opportunities. You can't give them those easy ones, especially from the line. Shaojie seems to be living there for this first quarter.
But another miss. Only 2 fast break points for either team, but the Lioneers, with so much pressure on their runouts between Xiaosui, Guo Shaojie, Nick Faust, and the like.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Lioneers bailing them out by missing a lot of layups, but they're putting so much pressure on that Dreamers defense on the counter.
Foul on the slide by Lioneers.
And that's the speed we talk about with Aji. Just able to accelerate. No way that a local big's going to be able to keep up with that, creating the foul, and the bench, a big fan of that call for the Dreamers.
I don't think we've ever seen Lioneers in the offhand shooter sleeve. Chen floats it up. No good, and Jeff secures the rebound for Aji. Leaves it short, and another transition opportunity for the Lioneers.
I have no idea who that pass was to. Turnover by the Lioneers.
No look pass by Jay. Dug from the corner. Here come the Lioneers. Alley to Faust. Look out down below. Looks like he's all right, but Dreamers 5-on-3. Up to Aji. Can't go 3 for 3.
And just a dumb foul right there by the rookie. 94 feet away from the basket as Hsinchu, he takes out his teammate, ruining the highlight. Pretty sure that lob was not going to be for him, but again, that's part of the learning process. That's really not part of the learning process. You should know that they're not going to throw that lob.
I mean, nostalgia to Lee Ray.
It's completely different.
The new Taipei stop, but that was a maybe that was a case of 2-on-1. It's very simplified, but you got a 3-on-1. Things get a little bit too mixed up.
Yeah, but back to that foul again. These younger players getting a little too aggressive in the backcourt, especially bigs who really aren't going to do anything. And you need to save your fouls because your import's already with 2 in the first quarter, and you got Sim Buller to deal with. And again, lots of teaching points in this first quarter for both coaching staffs.
Dreamers forgo a chance for a 2-for-1. Have the double. Jeff gets it away. Quick pass, and Nick finishes the possession. It took a little while, but youngster got it.
Yeah, great job by Yang Zhengyan, flashing to the ball, giving his teammate an outlet, and great job by Derek just getting down and being in position to score.
Aji goes down on the moving screen by Lioneers. Let's see it again. Just a little bit of the leg and hip.
And a little bit of embellishment from Aji, but again, you know what these refs are going to call. You see how they're calling it in the first quarter. You got to know how to act.
Very important.
In both senses of the word.
Some substitutions before we finish off the first quarter. Number 8, Su Hall for the Lioneers will check in.
Yeah, both sides going pretty small here for the last 8.35 seconds.
2 guys bunched up in the corner next to us as Aji gives it to Jay. Stripped. Saljia's 3/4 court shot. Way off the mark, but that's all right. The Lioneers open up to a 23-20 lead. Thanks for joining the broadcast. We'll be back after the break.
被拍到的朋友，这时候就要一直动，一直动，让我们导播找到你，好吗？来，玩手机的朋友看看大荧幕，玩手机的朋友看看大荧幕，请跟着我们执行长一起做出我们的手势，我们 Plus 的一个手势，嗨，我们 Plus 的手势。 做手势，不要挥手，做手势。对，想做工程师的手势是不是？
来，手机请放下，跟我们执行长一起 plus。
你举叉也没有用啊，导播已经在拍你了。OK， 哇，2位很冷静，正在放空。嗨，不要不理我。嗨， 对，比手势，
没错
哎，很好。Hi, do the same move, okay?
Give us a
yeah, that's right, that's
push.
right. 弟弟，做手势了，做手势。哦，妈妈在教他。哦。嗨，大哥，
大哥，
哎，
这个 plus 起来。
我倒看起来像是一首歌。
上面的朋友看到了吗？来，手势做起来。我们 Plus League 的手势来喽，来喽。哎，一起做，一起做，一起做，没错。Plus 起来。
Follow the Plus League on all these social media accounts. Facebook P.LEAGUE with a plus symbol, Instagram P.LEAGUE.official, and Twitter at P_League_EN. Did you know, Coach, that the Plus League's Instagram account will send out videos as the game is happening?
Of course I know that, because you just told everybody, Ryan.
Oh, there you go.
What's the latest video on the Instagram account?
I'll have to look that up. I'm focused on the game, Coach. I was just told to deliver that message.
Okay, and deliver it you did.
The early goings of this one. Lioneers playing their two imports. The Dreamers, their lone import, but Bullar taking a seat for, shall we say, the second half of that first quarter, while Gilbeck sat with 2 fouls.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. We saw Gilbeck getting a lot of talking to with Coach Julius after he got subbed out. See if he's able to do a little bit better defensively in this second stint.
Tianhao tried to screen for Bullar. His deep pass from Evan gets all the way in. We got another timeout.
But again, as much as you would love to see Gilbeck be able to handle Bullar one-on-one, that's where his teammates just got to help him out. Pressuring the passer, fake helping from behind. Again, Lioneers was doing a good job with putting the taller Li Jiarei as the passer. But anything to help protect your big at this point.
Gilbeck will try the mid-range. Shoot over everything.
Did try.
Tianhao collects the loose ball, we'll call it.
Yeah, I'm sure that they counted as a rebound.
Evan to Bullar. Kind of funny to see him wave the basketball so low, and Gilbeck foul on the rip through.
Again, and that's where the players just hope for some consistency from these refs. Again, yesterday, Sim tried to do that a couple times against Taguara, didn't get the call. We saw it in an earlier game. They called it just then. Gilbeck got called for his third foul. That's something that you really can't blame the players because you don't know how they're going to call it from night to night.
Here's Sim going to work. Down to Evan. Off his paws and off his foot for the turnover.
Yeah, good job by Gilbeck just making Sim catch it a step out from where he wanted to, where he'd probably have to take 2 dribbles and then them turning it over on the dish to Evan.
Achi running the point. Back and forth he goes. His 3 way long, and good tip rebound by Leon to Bullar. I'm so amazed by the players who can read the passing lanes like that, out of bounds off the Dreamers.
Yeah, these guys put in a lot of work. Again, you're practicing, and you know in Taiwan you're going to be practicing quite a bit of transition defense. So they start to get good at figuring out how to read those plays.
Zone defense by the Dreamers leads to a Junior Hall. Catch on the rebound.
And that's where we see the rookie not really knowing how to pass to Sim, getting it in a position where Doug's able to get kind of a hand on it at the same time as he's hooking Sim, but it's the biggest cheer that we've seen of the night.
So, what it is saying in golf, if you dig up the turf, you got to replace the turf. That is not how it goes.
No.
I'll need to think of that one. Deep pass for Bullard. Back to Leon. His 2-point shot. No.
Yeah, this zone not doing a great job of covering shooters, but as we know from Coach Julius, he follows that game plan. He knows who he's comfortable letting shoot the ball. As Gilbeck does exactly what he needs to do. Get mobile rebounds, get moving. That's where his advantage is.
2-3 zone still. Tian Hao. Yun Hao. Back to Tian Hao. Evan. The Tian Hao on the right side. I can't finish my elongated call. Dodgeball action. Lioneers with another possession.
But again, we know that these Dreamers are comfortable with Tian Hao shooting that 3. They can live with that as we see Gilbeck get the nice tip dunk. I'm sure that the Dreamers aren't thrilled about Tian Hao missing the 3 and then getting his own offensive rebound, but I think we're still in the preseason, right, Ryan?
That is correct. We'll go to a break for the last game of the preseason. Ongoing.
Up in some balaclavas, fucking savage. We come to ravage, flexing like Muhammad Ali, standing tall all over you average.
先跟大家呼吁一下，等一下中场不要随意的离开现场，因为中场游戏呢要坐在位置上才有办法玩啊，离开了你可能会错失非常好的奖品。
Head to the Plus League website for Plus League merch and Plus League swag. PLeagueofficial.com/shop. 25-22 is the score. As we get to know some of the fans in the arena.
Do we really get to know them though, Ryan?
Well, we know what they look like. That's kind of about it.
Fair enough. Give our fans at home an idea of what we're dealing with here. Another raucous crowd here at NTU.
I'm almost certain that the fans at home also on their phones at the same time as watching the broadcast.
I don't know. I got YouTube on my TV, Ryan.
Deep pass to Sim. He hands it off to Chen. Rainbow pass to Evan. His floater up to Sim. Erased by Gilbeck, but it's going to be called for goaltending.
Yeah, that looked to be quite in the cylinder.
Oh, Gilbeck showing off the athleticism there.
He's a quick leaper. Again, he's an athletic big. Again, he's raw, but he's got the tools to attack Sim if he starts to figure out how to play against him. Again, we've seen him with the mid-range jumper there with the little floater, not able to hit it, but again, he knows that he's not going to be able to bang with Sim. He's going to have to start to get him to move, get Sim on the move, and then that's what he can't do. Again, he's gotten caught with his hands in the cookie jar a couple times. And Sim, and just so experienced. Again, easy call for the refs. And again, we see the rookie in there.
4 personals for Gilbeck. No fouls for the Lioneers in the second quarter yet.
Seems we've been in the second quarter for a while, but we've only played about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when Derek gets back. Derek, somebody who's gone against Sim for years in the SBL.
definitely knows how to slow Sim down. I would never say that somebody can stop him, because it really is going to be tough for an individual to stop him, but he knows how to be a part of a game plan that can stop Sim.
Finally back in the action. Bular receives up top to Leon. Brazilian did a good job to affect that shot, and the Dreamers try to get it back. Jeff step back, still no good. Doug almost with the rebound assist. Nick not ready for it.
Yeah, these Dreamers have started to go cold from the perimeter, and no coincidence, these Lioneers have started to extend the lead as they want to slow things down for Sim.
Pass to Leon, this time a dribble leads to the open shot.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of what these Dreamers want to do game plan-wise. Yang Sun-Yen getting caught a couple times. Leon sneaking behind the defense. Again, if you're not going to help, if you're not going to go one-on-one, there's no reason the guys should be sneaking open on the baseline.
After opening up to a 4-point lead in the first quarter, find themselves down by 8. A little bit harder to hear into Coach Thomas's huddle. So Dreamers have not announced who their third import is or what progress they've made on that front, but we mentioned in yesterday's broadcast it'll be a little bit before Julian Boyd is ready back for action. Still working off some maybe older injuries for the Lioneers, trying to work in 2 new imports. Yeah. But Bular, a veteran of basketball in Taiwan, maybe it will be faster to get back.
And it's, like you said, this year has been really tough for teams trying to find imports, trying to get imports into Taiwan, trying to get imports into quarantine and then out of quarantine. So that's where somewhere like Sim initially has an advantage, because he's familiar with Taiwan. He's familiar with how Taiwanese players play. He's familiar with this coaching staff, who were his former teammates. So initially it's going to be a lot easier for him to get used to how they play over here. Getting in shape may be something that's a little bit more of a challenge, but these other teams we've mentioned, especially with the Steelers and the Kings, getting completely new imports in that have never played in Taiwan, it's going to be an adjustment, and they're going to have to make that adjustment on the fly as we start up in a couple weeks.
They swap imports as Nick Faust is in. He's chasing Jeff. Seems like an intentional defensive matchup for the Lioneers. His step back goes down.
Yeah, we've seen him snake that pick and roll and try and get that mid-range jumper. Something he's been working on, I'm sure.
Leon is now 1 for 6 from the field. Nice backdoor Leon, assisted by Hsinchu.
Yeah, great pass from the rookie. Again, somebody who's really struggled a little bit here in his first preseason, but with the Dreamers going into this zone, maybe he'll have a chance to kind of get into a rhythm and find some spots on the perimeter.
Jeff catches Wu Daihao flat-footed.
Yeah, caught himself flat-footed initially, but able to recover and float that one in over the veteran Wesley Wu.
Leon driving on Doug, flips it in.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem to matter what these Dreamers are doing defensively here in the second. These Lioneers are able to get whatever they want.
Achi on Wesley, leaving Jeff open. The long range shot's not there for him. Commits the foul, stopping Faust from assaulting the rim.
Again, three-pointers, long rebounds lead to transition, as we see Jeff with the nice crossover and then the nice floater over Wesley.
Substitutions for the Dreamers.
Yeah,
Yang and Kenny in.
Yeah, back to man for these Dreamers, and Doug back to the 5.
Intercepted by Jeff. He's got a breakaway, but got to beat Faust. Can't do it. Kenny's there to pick up the rebound.
Yeah, nice hustle there by Kenny. Able to get out on the break and get an easy 2, which is something these Dreamers desperately need here in the second.
Faust, the momentum, gets over and shoots it in.
Yeah, again, we see Jeff getting there for the charge. Ref's not calling it. And Faust, when he's got room, when he gets on the move, able to finish easily, but yeah, had a tough time finding that space so far today.
16-centimeter advantage, but Leon.
Doug never at a loss for words or never to waste an opportunity, as we see Nick Faust not just contribute offensively on the break, but also defensively. And again, Song Chen just shoving Doug out of the way. Showing that time in the weight room is not spent in vain.
Yang Se-yin left open. He hits it.
Again, if these Dreamers can hit threes, they're a dangerous team. When they start to go cold from the perimeter, it ends up being a little different. And now the interesting matchup is Doug defending Sim. And this is the first time we've seen the Dreamers front.
They switch sides, and all Doug can do is tie up Sim.
Yeah, the former teammates a couple years ago playing for Yulong in the SBL. I'm sure they've faced each other many times in practice and probably had similar results there. I'm just surprised Sim didn't take Doug for a ride there.
See, after Jeff Wu tried to go for the handshake, Doug just doing the walk in the park.
Yeah, will you dance with me? Hey, whatever it takes, Ryan.
Previously perfect from the line. Simbalar 4 for 5, 4 for 6.
Previously perfect from the line.
He was 3 for 3. Then he went 1 for 2. And now I will just keep adding up to the numbers.
Okay.
Not worrying about perfect record.
It's a bit of a stretch there as the Lioneers get an offensive rebound. I mean,
Doug trying to go against Kenny. As Bular takes his time to get back up.
But, I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm not sure what you get out of going to Buller every time. You may win this game, you may get a lead, but I mean, if you don't think Sim can score every time down there, you probably wouldn't have brought him over. Again, a little bit different when you have Gilbeck in there, a little bit different when you have a local big in there, but you really don't get much out of going to Sim against locals. So we'll see how long the Lioneers do that. And to me, it may be a little bit more important to get some of the players that you have high expectations for some time to do what they do. Like we talked about that rookie. And again, struggling a little bit in the preseason, but with the Lioneers' struggles from the perimeter, hey, why don't you get him a couple shots from the three-point line, get some confidence. But again, to each his own. All I know is that nobody on the court right now for the Dreamers is going to be able to stop Sim.
Currently, 19 out of the 33 field goals by the Lioneers are by their 2 imports. That leaves it, what's the count, 14?
Stop testing me with this math, Ryan.
That was a rhetorical question.
Okay, thank you.
14 shots by their local players, so that's the ratio going on right now.
Again, I think I'll get off my soapbox eventually, but I think the Braves do a good job of having 2 imports, getting them on the court in positions that they may face during the regular season. Again, maybe a little bit with both of them on the court together, but also a lot of time with all locals, a lot of time with only 1 import. And obviously it's a result of their style of play, but they spread the ball out. They're not trying to go to Deguara every time. They'll use Deguara to get other guys open. They'll play off Deguara to make passes in the post. So again, different philosophies, no right or wrong. And at this point, I'll put my soapbox back and get back to the action, which is going to be free throws.
On that front, Formosa has taken the game-high 8 free throws. But Bular is going to surpass him with this trip.
Exciting times here.
Coach, do you know Bular's shoe size?
I do not know his shoe size. He was previously a size 8.
When he was first born?
I mean, probably not when he was first born. I'd feel bad for his mother if he was a size 8 when he was first born, but I mean, maybe when he was 13.
All right. Bounce to the basket. This is, and there's Bular with a gentle putback.
Yeah, exactly, but that's something that you want to see. You want to see if Faust can play out of the post. You want to see if he can create out of there. At this point, you want to see how Sim does in a zone. Again, these preseason games, you don't want to say that you're not trying to win, but you kind of have to have the big picture in mind.
There you go to Bular, down to Faust. After a pump fake, lays it in. Good speed by the imports of the Lioneers.
Again, and that's an issue if you're going to let Sim get down the court for a layup in transition. Just a lack of effort there. And what's the opposite of a lack? A plethora of effort from Sim in transition.
Abundance.
Abundance, there you go.
J4 driving. The English going the wrong way, but there's a foul on the loose ball.
And Xiaosuni continues to just get in everybody's way. With just killing spacing is Jay down there. Not able to get the finish, but 2 more free throws for everybody. For everybody to watch. We're not shooting free throws.
A substitution first. Xiaosuni's preseason so far is just 13 minutes. Maybe referees want to look it over again.
What are we looking over, Ryan?
You know, if you don't know.
I don't know what there was to review.
They might check which player the foul was on.
Oh, thank goodness. It's always good that the refs know that there was a foul, but don't know who committed the foul. I'm very bitter today, Ryan. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's our 3rd game. A little short-tempered.
We'll call it sassy.
I don't know what to say to that.
Both coaching staffs getting an extra word in with their teams. Given that it's after the 5th foul, we'll definitely have free throws coming up. So Wang Tzu, you're trying to fight off. And push on the other side. There's a lot going on. Xiaosuni getting in the middle of it.
Okay, I see it. Too many fouls at one time. Didn't know which foul to call. At least they got one of them.
Somebody fouled. Xiaosuni makes it count with a 2-for-2 trip. Jeff will shoot from the left side this time and hit.
Yeah, again, we talked about things to work on. Again, the Lioneers going into that zone, which they're probably going to have to go to. And this is what I'd love to see. Doug, The ball gets thrown over his head. You know what? Let Sim have the layup, get out, get on the other side, and get an open shot. Again, there's not much you can do. There's no point in...
Nice step through by Nick Faust for the dunk.
Yeah, finally some fireworks.
Doesn't try to counter and misses chance. Now Faust to Bullard. And he ruins the rib.
But again, we see no weak side help. We see no ball pressure. Again, you know Doug's not going to defend him, but you can't just say, we give up. Again, nice move by Faust, finally getting loose on the break with a nice little Euro step through. And then the nice find to Sim.
Coach talks about it all the time, how the quarantine and the self management works against your basketball fitness. We saw on this end, Faust and Bullard with their hands on their knees after a couple of trips down the floor.
Yeah, these are guys who are in top shape, and then you suddenly say that, hey, you can't move out of this 5x5 hotel room for 2 weeks. I mean, you can jump rope as much as you want, or you can get on the stationary bike, but it's nothing like game shape. So do not envy these guys trying to get back in game shape.
Out of bounds off the Lioneers. Jeff working against Elliott. Now the screen leaves Kenny against Elliott. His runner way short. Another long rebound. The Dreamers kind of making up the difference there. Nice step through, and Chen,
Yeah,
two.
You said it, the nice little stone go. And these Lioneers having the same issues they had last year. And when Tabit didn't get rebounds, they had trouble regaining possession. Same thing when Sim's not getting the ball on the defensive end. They're not getting rebounds on the offensive end, however, doing a good job crashing.
Doesn't get in any other teammates' way, Xiao Sui. Bad closeout leads to an open Chen 3, and he hits.
Yeah, great job by Kenny changing the angle of the pass, trying to jump the passing lane, but able to find his teammate from beyond the three-point line.
Faust, deliberate to bring the ball up. Now gives it up to Asalji at 3, no answer. So, as simple as the possession can be. Coming the other way, behind the back, here comes Faust, and another slam. Jay will try another floater. And the Dreamers seem to have quit on the play, as there's a blown dunk by Faust.
Yeah, got 0 legs at this point, and the pace of this game is kind of getting out of everybody's comfort area.
Less than a minute to go. Bullard, 2 points.
Again, strategy issues, but we see the Lioneers foul to get some subs out for the last 44.44 seconds. We see Faust's made dunk, and then
different angle
of the same dunk. Oh, these guys are being very nice to him. That one, boom. The bench loving that. Brandon Dawson, the dunk machine himself. Faust enjoying the Shackton of pool during the game.
Kenny driving on Robinson. Not that bounce out, but there's Nick for the rebound. This is the turnaround. Lioneers But that break broken up by Xiaofei himself.
Yeah, but more points in transition. Again, sound like a broken record here. You can look for these Lioneers to foul with 2 more before they're in the bonus.
There's one. That time Nick's inexperienced, didn't know where to set the pick for Jeff.
But again, a lot of time off the clock. Now it's interesting because you know it's going to be a catch and shoot opportunity. You got to foul if the guy puts the ball on the floor or if his back is to the basket. Otherwise, there's a chance you could give up a 3-point foul.
Jay gets through, swings one up. No foul called. That'll be it for the first half. Lioneers opening up with a 17-point lead. We'll head to the break. Fans, you get a break too.
你照顾这一边的朋友，
我来照顾这边，
我照顾这边的朋友。但是我要先说，今天中场的游戏呢，是由我们 Area 02所提供的一双非常厉害的鞋。工作人员帮我把鞋拿出来，好吗？
什么鞋呢？
场上是不是蛮多的？
你们2位脚上的鞋倒钩。各位，如果你不知道它价值的话，来彭尊，他现在这双价值大概多少？你说一说。
哎，我真的不知道。
嗨，来 Danny， 你知道吗？
大概也没多少，不过就是3万多。
哎，对，这双球鞋价值3万多块。2楼的朋友，等一下，游戏规则非常简单，我们3个人手上有沙包，你接到就拿着不要动，在原位，然后我再告诉你怎么玩，来吧。
我这边来一个。
2楼的朋友有没有想要倒钩？
哎，给我一点声音吧。
我就跟你说，1楼的我一定不会给，1楼的我一定不会给。
反倾家荡产。
那边的朋友，你们不想要是不是
？2楼的来了，
朋友很想要。
我回头再找一边，
还是这边？
不好意思啊，
这边
有没有？
差点跌倒，不好意思。
好，都不要动了，都在原位，不要动了。都在原位，不要动啊！
哎，刚刚有拿到沙包的朋友不要动，好不好？
在原位哦，都不要动。
在你们的原位。
好，来，这边的是哪2位？这边有1位，我看到了。
帮我举一下手。
好，站起来，帮
我站起来一下。
站起来，你先哦。来跟大家讲怎么拿这双鞋。你从那个位置丢沙包，丢到最近的，就把鞋带走。
6位里面1位最近的朋友，
离他最近的朋友，但是大家注意安全，不要用力过猛往前摔。
没错。
好，你太用力，他也会滚到那里去。
会。
来
，1楼的朋友也小心一点。
你先，你来，
谁先？没有。
这个1楼都是贵宾啊！来这边的朋友，第2位，哎，不是旁边的不要偷偷走下来哦，我都知道你们在哪里哦。
我们都在看你们哦。
来，第2位
，1楼的自己小心一点啊！
跟你讲，不是大力就好，是角度的问题。
不是丢我跟彭尊哦，你得不到我们脚上的鞋哦。
来，注意安全哦。你是想丢我？来，哇！对，这个距离蛮好的。
来，我记一下是哪1位，我记一下。
来，不要动哦，不要动哦。来，不要再往下走了，就是那个位置。来喽，
准备好就出发。
哎，不要偷偷又往下走1格，
不要假动作。
哎，哇，过头，
非常可惜。
这边还有2位，这边有1位，对不对？来喽，原位，不要用力过猛哦，
下面的朋友护住他一下，
哎，不要用力过猛哦。
哦，这个
下面1位
有点太猛
的概念，
这2个可以玩一下鱿鱼游戏。
来了，最后1位， 最后一位吗？
丢进黑色的圈圈，你就可以把它带走。
现在最近的是这一位，好，来，注意安全哦，不要用力过猛哦。我丢。
A sandbag toss as the halftime fan entertaining interaction activities. We had a really excellent throw by the orange tosser. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Coach Ben. Looking at the 30,000 NT shoe that Area 02 and the Plus League will be giving away for that effort.
How much is that in good old USD?
I believe that is $1,000.
That's not a bad haul for a sandbag toss.
There's Eddie and Aaron on camera for the broadcast here. Thanks to our partners at FTV and Momo TV putting on the game. The final tune-up game for the Plus League preseason, the Lioneers opening up to a 17-point lead, shooting the ball from the field better, but that 0 for 10 three-point percentage has got to be a concern for them.
Yeah, I think concerns on both ends. The Dreamers not shooting well from the field, but I think Sim's dominance is kind of a given, but 0 for 10 from the three-point line, something that they struggled with last year. Tried to get some people in there, including imports and rookies to fix that problem, but looks like it's still going to be an issue going forward this season. So again, it's the preseason, but these are things that the coaches can tell their players to watch for in these last few weeks before the regular season starts.
Obviously a big difference in the rebounding margin, and the player we highlighted pregame, Jeff Wu, 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. Previously only 1 for 11, so still trying to find his stroke, but maybe having a little bit more of a better time in the mid-range.
Yeah, he's been active, he's been aggressive in the pick and roll. Again, people weakening him, which you'd expect with Sim on the court, but crossing over and having creative finishes, different finishes, putting the ball in the basket. So again, he's starting to figure out in his second trip back to Taiwan.
We talked about how Brendan Gilbeck's got some development room and got a ways to go. He only played 7 minutes in the first half and committing the 4 fouls. So previously he's getting used to officiating against domestic local players, but now up against other imports, still having his struggles. On the other side, Nick Faust was an opener to begin the game, but has gotten into the action and he has 12 points. We'll talk about that and more after this break, the second segment of our halftime analysis.
The 中场抽奖活动。如果你抽奖抽中了呢，那兑换奖品的地方在我们外面摊位 Plus League Store， 我们官方的摊位可以直接去兑换，我们工作人员会协助您。另外再提醒大家一次，今天如果你有拍任何的照片和影片，也欢迎上传自己的 social media， 然后 tag 我们官方账号，我们 Plus League 的官方账号，就有机会被我们官方转发。
Hey fans, checking out some of the visuals as the Plus League has put on this third and final stop of the preseason action. Here's your leading scorers. Chen with 8 points, followed by Jeff with 7. Achi made 2 consecutive threes, but he's stuck on 6 points. Kenny with 5 and Brandon Gilbeck with 4.
Yeah, and that's the biggest issue right now as we look at the Lioneers. Obviously, Sim unstoppable in the paint, especially with Gilbeck in foul trouble. Their imports leading the team with 26 and 12.
Meanwhile, Leon has 6 along with 2 other teammates that I took my eyes off. Interesting note, Coach, Wesley, Wu Daihao, and Li Jiarui got kind of rotated out of the playing time on the floor in the second quarter. I guess a good thing for the other guys to get some exposure.
And again, I think that coaching staff kind of realized with those 2 guys and Sim on the court, really not a lot of space, not going to be respected at the 3-point line, really not a lot of play creation. So good adjustment by the coaching staff to figure that out, and they started to get that lead after they made those substitutions.
just for fun. Sun up to sundown, rolling around, see where the bad guys are to be found, and they know they down. The defenders of the West, crushing on pretenders in the West. Don't mess with us, 'cause we in the when I roll into the when I roll into the when I bounce into the when I roll into the when I bounce into the
in the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers preseason press conference. They hosted it at their 45 million NT dollars Lioneers hub. Coach Greg expressing at his microphone time that the Lioneers want to be the team that every other team chases after. This regular season hasn't started yet, so we'll see if that'll come true.
But they've definitely done a good job of doing that in this last game of the preseason. Again, these Dreamers, after a hot start, have kind of fallen behind. Needless to say, with a very depleted roster, with only one import. But the Lioneers showing how they're going to win games if they do it in the regular season. A lot of Sim Buller, a little bit of Nick Faust, and a little bit from all the other imports as well.
Their other imports is Brendan Dawson on screen right now.
Well, he was out there laughing as Nick missed his dunk.
That was quite apparent for the entire bench.
Yeah, obviously the chemistry between those two is already off to a solid start. But again, it's at this point we have to see if the Lioneers can start to figure out some of the issues that they had last year. Again, that outside shooting, the tendency to give up big leads, and those are things that the Lioneers definitely need to work on here in these last 24 minutes of the preseason.
So Coach mentioned how Bular and Faust are getting a lot of the playing time in this one. Besides Oscar, 4 out of the 5 Lioneers with the most field goal attempts last season are no longer with the team. That includes Calvin, Tabit, Henton, and Julian Wright. So the second half of last season and the early stage of this one, still an adjustment period for the Lioneers.
And that's where we said this is just an opportunity for some of these locals. You know that the imports are probably going to be there, number of shots attempted. But again, with some of the other guys like Calvin leaving for another team, there's definitely going to be a need for other locals to step up, and it's just a matter of time to see who does that.
One of those guys is Lee Jia-Rui. 18 points per game for the first 2 games after only averaging 6 points in last year's regular season. As the captain, he's got a little ways to go and to prove himself.
Yeah, he continues to be a work in progress, a guy who's very talented physically. Again, long wingspan, can jump quickly. And again, he's just kind of got to figure out how to play organized basketball. And now he's got to figure out how to play with Sim Buller.
Hachi's hook pass to Doug to start things off. Yang Se-yin lost the basketball. And that's turnover and a little bit of extracurriculars.
And after you talked about the 3 big lineup not getting a lot of time in the second quarter, the Lioneers go right back to that lineup here at the beginning, and Hachi getting a big piece of Nick Faust's face, and as we said, that's something that these new imports to Taiwan are going to have to get used to. Again, these local defenders get very, very physical with imports, and the refs allow that as Yang Se-yin hits a mid-range jumper.
Like mentioned, it's the starting lineup for the Lioneers. For the Dreamers, it'll be the same. Faust driving down the hoop, lays it right to a Dreamer defender. Kenny will start the break.
Yeah, nice job by Kenny defensively, getting beat on that curl, switching back to break up the pass. Not a great job on the transition turnover.
Tianhao will inbound. Kenny marking Faust full court. Evan curls around 2 screens. Bullard Faust, his shot short.
The Lioneers continue to throw up an over from 3-point range.
Hachi looks off a shot, pushes one, in and out.
Yeah, good job by Wesley there, just chasing shooters off the 3-point line, feeding him into Sim. Different skill when Sim's on the court.
Wesley to Evan, they finally get off the 0.
But I'm sure that's part of the game plan. You can help off Evan, you can help off Wesley. Kenny with a hard dig on that dribble. Evan this time able to make him pay.
Nobody paid attention, and Yang Se-yin lays it in.
And that's one of the ways that Gilbeck's got to understand he can tax Sim. Again, put the ball in his hands outside the 3-point line. Sim's going to come out a little bit farther, creating that room under the basket.
Bullard looked like he dribbled it off of Gilbeck's thigh, it seems.
And the refs do not agree with you there, Ryan.
Greg will challenge that one right away. Nice find by Gilbeck.
And again, Gilbeck's still learning. Going against Sim's going to be completely different. The nice thing for him and the Dreamers coaching staff is pretty much everything you use against Sim, you can use against Sam DeGuara. So it won't be all in vain. Is this an official review there?
This is an official review.
So if it is overturned, they lose a timeout, correct?
They lose a timeout.
And if they get confirmed, then they gain an extra timeout?
No, they do not. They
Oh,
just
okay.
keep the same amount of timeouts.
Okay. Well, they gain this timeout.
Well, this is technically, yes, a break in the action.
There you go.
And it will. Call will be confirmed.
Upheld?
Or at least upheld.
So the Lioneers out of timeout. Something that I'm sure will be painful to them. And Sim should have to do something for that.
As a reminder to the fans, the Lioneers love their timeout. Achi probing, trying to find space, swings around. His mid-range is good.
Yeah, we've seen the Dreamers do that a couple times. Snake, pump fake, and then get the floater up. We saw Jeff do it earlier. And something that they've obviously identified is we see Brendan come in for the late block and then take a tumble.
On the other side, a foul on the three-point attempt.
Yeah, Brendan came down hard, but he's young. He looks to be okay. Again, he's done a good side from the weak side. We missed it, but getting clipped on the way down. Hopefully he's okay.
Yang Sun-yin at the line will be only the second Dreamer to take his free throws.
And you know, that's what you can kind of expect. Again, with Sim behind you, you can pressure the perimeter. You get beat, you just kind of peel off and find another perimeter defender because you know that Sim's going to be holding down the fort inside the paint. So this is a very different kind of defense. It's kind of geared for Boular's strengths.
Last year, there was a number of times where the Dreamers thought they should have went to the line more, but as we've talked about on air a lot, it's also a matter of a style of play. Evan trying to get inside, and Faust picks up the second opportunity.
And again, that's something that Nick's going to have to learn. There's nothing Taiwanese refs love more than calling that delay of game.
Kind of ironic they don't call it on Boular for having to readjust the rim.
Well, I mean, you can claim innocence on that one. Well, again, a lot of veteran players like Mr. Winston for the Braves. He started to do a lot of head balls, popping it with his head out of bounds, and the refs haven't started calling that. So, well, again, there's ways around the rules. But the biggest game plan adjustment we've seen here is the Dreamers bringing Gilbeck out onto the perimeter, using him primarily as a passer, creating a little bit of room as Sim's got to take a step outside of the paint, and once again, wide open shots, just not able to make them.
Good defense on Kenny. Aji dives to create another opportunity for the Dreamers. Dribbling against Faust. It's been a long possession for the Dreamers. No looking pass. There's Doug. Disruption by Boular will be a goaltending of sorts.
Yeah, great cut right there by Doug. Former teammate Wesley got caught ball watching. Again, a little different way. Instead of driving right into Sim, Dreamers doing a good job of attacking him off the ball. Beautiful no-look pass there, and Doug very excited about that layup.
Substitution as Elliott will now run the point for the Lioneers. Hall looking for the weak side as he backs down Yang Sun-yin. Loses his footing, and it's almost a turnover as there's some extra stuff going down.
Seems to be extra stuff on every play right now. The Dreamers thinking that the rookie got a little extra piece. And it looks like he probably did, but we'll see if the refs do anything about that. Lioneers bench uncharacteristically quiet after that play.
So initially, you can claim defending himself, but there is the slow fall of Gilbeck.
There's a lot of video evidence that does not prove that point.
There's a long inbound to Bular, and immediately turning around for an and one. Gilbeck had his hands up, but lost awareness.
Again, when he catches us that deep, you know that you've got 4 fouls.
That's one of those, he lost track of the basketball.
Yeah, just completely lost. I don't know if he thought Sim was going to pass it out, or I don't know, but 5 fouls on Gilbeck, unless they call it on somebody else.
So Sim Bular just needed some time to find his free throw stroke.
Well, he was previously 100% from the free throw line, was he not?
It was a little while ago when he was 3 for 3. Aji with speed, floats it up, off-footed. Maybe a little difficult, it'll be out of bounds.
And with 5 fouls, the Dreamers coaching staff giving Gilbeck a little breather, and he'll sit next to Coach Julius, who has some words of encouragement and some adjustments that he can make going forward. And we see the Dreamers finally start to pick up full court again.
Like Coach mentioned, they are playing a little short-handed. As Nick tries to box out Bular a little too early, it's going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, it's twice people have tried to defend Sim by going back to using their butt to defend him, but again, I'm very interested to see how these Lioneers are going to use the first pick of the draft. Again, a dynamic scorer who got a lot of shots up from 3 in college. Really hasn't seen too much of that here in the preseason. Seeing that that's something that they really missed last year, you'd expect him to get a lot more opportunity from the perimeter.
This floater leads to Unhall laying it in with his strong left hand.
Again, great cut right there in transition. Not getting those touches in the half court. Sprint the floor. Get those opportunities yourself in transition.
Chen with the drive, erased by Bular. Maybe not the easiest block, but it looked pretty easy there.
When you're 18 feet tall, you make everything look easy, right?
Of course, the assist killer can't be to Elliott's pleasure. Big Bular fouled and finishes the layup.
Again, turnovers leading to layups. Lioneers extending this lead halfway through the 3rd quarter.
There's a TV timeout. Fans, we've been here for 3 games, so you on air, be sure to hydrate as we will.
我觉得1楼的朋友，好不好？刚刚还私下跟我抱怨，
底线左右两边也要照顾哦，底线左右两边也要照顾哦。
工程师的 T 恤你们不要，你们要吧？来啊！这么近的是，那你们交给你们。
那个弹一弹，弹到别人手上。
来这边底线的朋友，来这边2楼的朋友。
好巧，你们2个怎么发完的这么没有激情呢？
我们空无一物，没有东西了。我们
们想要激情的也来不及了。
I'm Ryan Chen, along with Coach Ben Metcalf, your English commentators, for the last game of the Plus League preseason. We had initially a lot of close competitions, but today, Coach, not so much. The team is breaking apart and finding a lot more of a cushion in the scoring department.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you'd expect as teams start to get into a rhythm, as guys start to prepare for the regular season. Again, the Braves kind of played a little bit, let's say a little bit harder in their second game today against the Pilots. And we saw in the first game, the Kings able to handle the coachless, the head coachless, the importless Steelers coming up from Kaohsiung. So, again, teams starting to get ready for the regular season, which I know they're excited about, and I know our fans are excited about it too.
Bular is out once again, while Jae Guo takes his free throw. He got it. Elliott tries to break up the handoff action.
Yeah, good job by the Lioneers, just switching that action, keeping the ball in the rookie's hands late in the shot clock here.
Kenny shot fakes and puts it up, crashes into a foul.
Yeah, but again, that's something that Evan's going to have to understand. Those drives not at the basket, no reason to suck in that far, and just going with the shoulder check, foul every time. Kenny getting to the line.
Now 6 points in this one. Kenny also has 9 rebounds. We see Ling Hui Ryan on the bench for the Lioneers. On the other side, Calvin in the, is that a neon green hoodie?
You're not going to miss him on a dark night here in Taipei. That's all I know.
Evan with no intention to shoot. Intentions just to pass. Bular dunks and the rim recovers.
And that's where I love what the rookie did right there. Again, that's what we call the sim rules. Again, coaching against him. Sometimes when you give up that layup, you can't have that big inbound the ball. You just got to have somebody else inbound the ball. That big just sprints down. You know he's going to have an open lane because Sim's going to be late coming down. Great job right there by the Dreamers.
A double dribble called on the captain, Li Jiarui.
Again, that's a mismatch that the Dreamers don't see as a mismatch. So you see Sim with the bucket there and the rookie not worrying about taking the ball out, just sprinting down to the other end. Again, these are game plan things that you have to do differently when you're facing Sim Bular.
He'll take a seat, though he is not undefeated, Coach. I looked it up, and I believe he did lose in a SBL Finals.
Sim?
Yeah.
Yes. We lost to Mr. Zaitsev and Taiwan Beer. So I'm sure the Braves feel good knowing that they have somebody who knows how to defend him. And again, we get some action after the whistle.
Foul call will go against the initial contact by Zhu Yunhao and a shoulder check. First free throw goes down. Hall, not much opportunity to shine in this one. 2 points, 3 rebounds. Probably see him a lot more in the second half. Just a hunch.
You would hope so. Again, he was a highly touted first pick of this really stacked college draft. He practiced with the Lioneers all summer. And somebody they definitely expect a lot of, and to be honest, they need a lot from him. He's somebody that if he shoots like he did in college, he brings a completely different dimension to the game than anybody else they have on the roster.
Kenny tries to get around the pass, commits the foul instead. Hall, would you give him credit for reading the defense there?
It's definitely something you got to learn to do. Again, we've seen guys use shots as weapons, as we see Jake Wall get that mid-range shot to go, but again, on these post-up, especially against mismatches, it's a skill to be able to pass the ball inside.
Jake Gore, 11 points, mostly coming from the line. Gilbeck bounces one in.
Yeah, we can see despite the 5 fouls, despite the foul trouble, the Dreamers see Sim get out of the game, and they're going to give Gilbeck a chance to gain some confidence, get some more time on the court, because really he hasn't had a lot of playing time today. That's the thing he needs more than anything right now.
Now Hall will try the turnaround shot. Gilbeck with the board. So interesting, Aji playing next to rookie Wang Zhengyuan. It is a made shot.
But again, back to Hall, these are shots that he could get away with in college. The ball's going to be in his hands a lot more. As Kenny with the easy call off the ball. As we continue to get more free throws here in the third quarter, but again, the ball's in his hands most of the time. He's going to have the opportunity to shoot those shots. When you're in the pros, it's going to be more of a role player. He's going to have to get some catch and shoot opportunities. He's going to have to cut from the weak side, which we saw him do a little bit earlier, and it's a learning curve for the youngster.
Kenny will take a seat, and so will Jake Wall. Faust adding to his point total. As Xiao Sunyi sits courtside, trying to get into the game. Not yet. Maybe now.
This game getting under 20, so we see the Lioneers getting both imports back in the game. We see how long the Dreamers keep Gilbeck in there, or if he'll make that decision very easy for them.
Elliott applying pressure to Achi. Gilbeck turnaround shot, no.
And that's the shot that bigs need to be able to attack Sim. We talked earlier about Zaitsev beating him in the finals. Zaitsev, a guy who's able to step out and hit the three. And that completely changes how Sim defends.
Foul by Faust. Gilbeck is taking it all the way.
And he's taking a beating today. Great job right there, though, just knowing that he has the advantage. Lioneers sucked out on the perimeter, and he knows Sim's not going to keep up with him. All Faust can do behind is break up that play with a foul, but like we said, Gilbeck's got the skills. He should be able to give Sim a hard time, defensively and offensively. He's just, we'll just say it's a work in progress.
Pretty interesting because the 3 imports for the Dreamers all trusted with starting the break, bringing the ball up. See if Gilbeck will get his chance. attack the middle, maybe leave the shooters open.
Exactly, and that if he's able to do that, again, you put some pressure on Sim. If you're going to try and back him down as Faust loses Doug, misses the 3 though. Again, if you make his life easier.
This time Gilbeck bringing the rim to a different angle. Nice fast break by the Dreamers.
Again, we've seen the Dreamers start to figure out how to attack Sim in this third quarter. You saw their rookie local do it. Local rookie. We've seen Gilbeck do it. Again, make or miss, that big has to sprint. Again, you can't have him inbounding the ball. Otherwise, you just give Sim a chance to rest. And that's the thing that Sim wants more than anything else is they try to go to him again.
A reminder to the fans that the NTU baskets has a couple missed opportunities for the Lioneers, so they get the possession. The baskets here are not actually to the most modern FIBA basketball code, so that's why yesterday basket moved out of the place and the rim might need a little bit more lubrication to bounce back to form.
I think you give FIBA too much credit. I think Sim could handle some of those regulation rims as well.
Elliott drove, passed, got it back. Just a missed shot. Like we mentioned, Gilbeck trying to lead the break, but maybe you should have not thought so much of Doug Creighton's speed.
Yeah, I mean, Doug looks like a handsome young man, but those legs are not young legs. But it's nice to see Gilbeck starting to figure out, hey, speed kills, especially with Sim.
Okay, it's about in transition. I told you.
Nick Faust tried a crossover move a little bit better than the other opportunities he had earlier in the game.
When the big guy's running.
As we listen to the Lioneers timeout.
Pump him, make him slow down. 可以吗？再来进攻之后，进攻之后你不要乱，就要乱打啦。对啊，哎 ，in offense, okay, break the play, okay. If you go high step, Nick, go screen. Yeah, let him come here. Hey, remember, you have set a quality screen, and then that will have a good opportunity for you. Everybody, don't try to find the ball. Okay, 可以吗？哦，一样，现在老白上来，你让老白下去，要修理他，所以再一下。
Coach Greg talking about what we mentioned previously with Sim. If you set good screens, you're going to get wide open. Also saying that now that Gilbeck's on there, again, they're trying to get him to get that 6th foul. He's playing with a little bit more energy, a little bit more confidence. Again, something I'm sure that this Dreamers team loves to see going into the regular season.
Something to be said for a player who's maybe taking the pressure off himself. Gilbeck playing with 5 fouls, but not expecting himself to be such a force on the defensive end, turning into some opportune counterattacks.
Exactly. Like you said, I'm sure that the coaching staff doesn't expect Gilbeck to defend Sim one-on-one. If you give up a basket, that's fine. But if you go back and get a 2 to match it or get a 3 to get an extra point, you know, don't worry about that. It's kind of a next mentality. So it's good to see the youngster have a little bit better stint right here in the third quarter.
Faust screens for Bolar as 2 big guys go down, and a foul by Sun Yin.
Interesting call there. We know that Coach Greg loves those rip screens. Again, the refs hate calling those charges. I have no idea where that foul is. I don't understand how you can call that foul and not call the charge.
If anything, that would be a no call that we've seen previously.
Exactly, but if I understood what the refs were doing, then I would have been a much better coach, Ryan.
Well, smart on Gilbeck to get his legs cleared from Bullard's fall.
I just think it's a shame to just take him out of the game on a weak call like that. I mean, that was probably one of the possessions he did the best job on. Pushed Sim out, knew that he's going to bang you on that first dribble, got out of the way, and apparently he's got to get ready for a 300-pounder to fall on the ground and give him space to fall on the ground. I got your back, Brandon, at least on that one. Some of the other fouls weren't so great.
You realize, Coach, that if you got Brendan's back, you would have had to help him stand up Bullard?
It's figuratively.
Okay.
Ryan. I'm not getting anywhere near Sim on the basketball court.
Made free throw means a substitution. Well, the Lioneers will stay with 2 imports.
Yeah, I'll let our fans at home be lip readers. As we said, not just Coach Julius, but Brandon's teammates just encouraging him. Again, it's not going to be a one-man thing against Sim. It's got to be a team thing, not just offensively, but defensively. He's definitely a dominant player, but he's a player where you can scheme him out of certain things. So definitely room for improvement all around.
Montague went for the steal, but his team will have to recover on D. Sim missing the first, missing the second, getting the third.
Well, glad to know that he can still score against guys who are 1.5 foot shorter than he is.
Nick Faust commits the reaching foul, and 37 points is the new preseason high.
But again, as much as I'm sure people are focused on Sim's 37 points, I think the thing to be worried about is these Lioneers can't get back in transition defense after a Sim make. Again, more trips to the line here in the third quarter for the Dreamers. Again, not only does this just exhaust Sim, but it gets everybody else in foul trouble. And that's something that these Lioneers are going to have to figure out if they're going to have success in the regular season.
2-for-2 trip for Doug. Chao Sui now directing traffic before giving it up. Foul call on the interception attempt.
I'm just going to be quiet, Ryan.
What do you think I'm doing?
Somebody's got to talk, or people think that the YouTube stream's broken, or
we should let the fans know we don't get paid per word spoken.
I wish somebody would have told me that pregame. I've been trying to get my words in there. Now it'll be a lot quieter after you've said that. Well, I'm sure that the Dreamers video guy is going to be very busy putting some clips together that I'm sure they'll send to the league. But in the ref's defense, you should mark this because rarely do I speak any words in the ref's defense. But again, Sim's a very difficult player to call too. Again, we talked about guys in the NBA like Shaq. I mean, you could really call a foul on every single play. They kind of have to figure out how they're going to call it. And again, Taiwanese refs hate calling charges. Looked like good position there, but
technical foul called on It'll be kind of interesting if it's on the head coach or the bench for the Dreamers.
I have no earthly idea why this is not a charge. I mean, good job anticipating. I'm sure somebody will say ball don't lie, but anticipating the move, getting there in transition. Again, can't blame whoever that tee was called on. I'm not sure if it was called on the bench or on the coach or what it is, but again, that's one where you got to stick up for your players, and now we're going to get more free throws.
That's right, the Lioneers, 5 team fouls in the quarter. 4 fouls on Nick Faust.
And again, he's somebody who's got to understand how the refs call these things too. Again, he's a aggressive defender who's going to go for steals, and again, there's some actions that Taiwanese refs will call for a foul every time, and I'm sure his teammates are giving him some lessons on that so he can stay on the court.
Achi makes 1 of 2. He was, I guess, kind of a shooting blemish, only a 71% free throw shooter last season. Faust looks off Fular. They're swinging around to Xiaosun Yi. His corner shot. No. And a easy hook on Doug. They talk things over.
Well, again, I think this has a lot more meaning than letting Sim go one-on-one. Again, kicking it out. The Dreamers get to work on their rotations. The Lioneers get to work on hitting open shots. And Doug gets to talk a little bit more, which, as we said earlier, he's never at a loss for words. Again, we talk about victory obviously being important, but these preseason games, you got to learn who you are, learn what you need to work on, and both these teams have 12 minutes and 21 seconds to do that.
Oh, good time math by Coach Ben. You think Doug might want to join the broadcasting ranks of Taiwanese Americans?
I'm sure he'd love to, but I'll tell you this, Ryan. Playing pays a lot better than being a broadcaster.
Good effort by Yang Sung-Yin for the rebound, but easy effort for Bular for the block shot. So it's still a 17-point lead for the Lioneers. We'll head to a break before the 4th quarter.
准备好，被照到的朋友，请尽情的跟我们的互动，来，一个爱心给我，嗨，很棒很棒。旁边的朋友不要假装遮脸，没有关系，没事，
一起来。
OK， 非常好。哇，妹妹来爱心，哎呦，很会嘛，妹妹，妹妹很标准啊。OK， 嗨，2位场边的美女，镜头在另外一边，镜头在另外一边，哎，对。嗨，喝水，边喝水可以边比爱心哦，不用遮，没有关系。旁边的朋友，
跟旁边的朋友一起组成一个爱心吧。
太害羞了吧，旁边的朋友，没有要理会的意思，假装不看到，假装没看到这样。哦 ，OK， 嗨，很好，这样非常好。哎呦，笑得这么开心，哦。 哎呦，两位，来，非常想被照到，我感觉到了，非常想被照到。两位怎么又放空了呢？两位怎么又放空了？
没错，就是你们。
Hey viewers, we're still looking for more thumbs up on our broadcast.
手受伤，
观众朋友们，帮我们的直播按赞。
怎么办？
Hey, we gotta tell the cameraman to pick the right people. That's kind of hard to make a heart symbol with your arm in a cast.
That's humor right there.
对，其实
I'll give our cameraman a thumb up for that one.
一直看，轮到你了，不要怀疑，爱心很好，你符合的刚刚好。
I guess this is the kiss cam for the COVID era. Hey Ryan.
That is correct. I think some team try to do a kiss cam where you kiss with your mask on.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. It wasn't a Plus League team, was it?
Unfortunately, it was.
Oh. Now it's my turn to be quiet.
Lioneers with a lot to talk about as they try to extend on their 17-point lead. Kenny Gao Jingyan, the general manager for the Lioneers, the architect of the roster, and very heavily involved in that construction of the Lioneers hub. Faust, the lone import, missed the first layup, missed the second. Doesn't get a chance for a third as Evan can't get it in as well. What was that, 4 shots on the basket in 17 seconds. Nice steal and nice grab, but I didn't see who was it who threw it right.
Thought you were going to do one of these.
So anyways, that was a crazy back and forth. Aji, the Jeff, his shot short.
Again, yes, we're getting close to garbage time, but a lot of things for guys to work on individually and team-wise. As we've mentioned, transition defense an issue for these Dreamers, not just this season, but in last season as well. And the coach is obviously recognizing that, calling a timeout after, once again, the big gets behind the defense and lays it in.
Taking in perhaps the last performance of the Plus girls, especially formed for this third stop of the Plus League preseason. I don't believe they've ever used golden pom-poms in this weekend until now, but who's keeping track of that?
I can guarantee you somebody at home is keeping track of that. Not as much interest on my part. Again, we talked about things for teams to work on. The Lioneers have had a tendency to give up some fourth quarter leads, as we saw again last night. So things for them to work on as well in these last 11 minutes and 9 seconds.
They're doing an okay job in the fourth so far. They are 2 points to 0 by the Dreamers. Yeah, but we're only 55 seconds through.
And once again, we see Aji creating a foul with his speed. Again, the fellow youngster, Onsen, not able to keep up and can only foul.
Chen matched up on Lioneers will fire the deep three to the left. Doug dutifully doing his role as a center, as there's a foul on the block shot at the 10.
We take one. Yeah, let's go. Give me 2 free throws.
Yeah, and you can see you could hear the Dreamers calling out ISO when Jay had the mismatch, and you could hear Doug encouraging his teammate right there, telling them that they need these 2 free throws.
We take one. Yeah.
Lee Jarrett was frustrated, but the way Chen fell, it's hard to believe he didn't get a body on him.
Yeah, I think they had 2 fouls to decide from on that play, but Jay doing a good job making both free throws. Back to a 17-point game.
Dreamers in their zone. Salja steps through for the bank shot.
Yeah, it's kind of like nothing going. I'm just going to throw it off the glass and see what happens, and it works out.
Jay blows the and one opportunity, but he'll go to the line once again.
And this is going to be the issue that the Lioneers have with Buller out of the lineup. They're so used to have somebody on that last line of defense to help them out when they get blown by, and when he's out of the game, there's really nobody there. It's a completely different style of defense. It's something that takes a lot of getting used to, and honestly, unless some of their local bigs can step up, Sim may have to play a lot of 4th quarter minutes, which I'm sure Mr. Dawson and Mr. Faust are not big fans of. We saw the same thing last night. As soon as he got out of the game, Mike Singletary went crazy. So things for these Lioneers to work on in the last 10 minutes of the preseason.
And over 2 trips, Faust bump off the spot.
Yeah, and we've seen Faust do a good job in transition, do a good job when he's on the move, but struggle a little bit scoring one-on-one. Again, getting out of quarantine, first game in at least 21 days. Again, a little bit work in progress.
His official height weight has not been submitted by the Lioneers, so we can only guess as to that. There's an oop, but a bad miss by Faust to Lioneers. So Jay will drive aggressively. Make the bucket, and Lioneers will be called for the delay of game tech.
And Nick Faust still has a ways to go in understanding his teammates. He threw that one up, and not many people in Taiwan that could have gotten a hand on that one. Can you think of anybody who could have gotten even a finger on that lob?
That would be, well, I mean, if we take him literally, I guess Chen is technically called the Jumpman of Taiwan. But in Taiwan, when we use Jumpman, it literally means fly man.
Yes.
There's your Mandarin lesson.
There you go. He probably could have gotten it there 15 years ago.
Backdoor. Lay in for Achi.
Again, these Lioneers struggling with no defensive presence inside. Lack of an individual defender, and not much of a game plan defensively when you can't rely on Sim.
Trying to get the stroke from the outside, but out of bounds off of Dreamer.
Yeah, struggling a little bit from the perimeter as once again we see the Dreamers using that point set. This time, Doug with a nice assist.
2 baseline bigs for the Lioneers. Lioneers and Faust. There's a foul. A lot of missed putback attempts by Nick Faust.
And it's going to be interesting. We saw last year some teams use that rotation between their 3 imports, a lot of equal time. Some teams kind of decided on 2 imports, and the 3rd import didn't get a lot of playing time. And that's always a sensitive subject for these coaches to broach. Again, it's really hard to tell a guy that you're not even going to be on the active roster, especially when they flew all the way across the world for it. So again, these guys still competing for playing time even after signing as an import.
Jay resets from the top. Doug will get his chance. Nice spin and nice scoop.
Again, just a completely open floor out there with Sim out of the game. These Dreamers doing a good job of attacking.
Doug gave ground, but called for the foul on the strip.
Yeah, Aji trying to get that foul, but pretty obvious foul on Doug after the nice spin move on his own.
All right, here is really the ultra small lineup for the Dreamers. Fans, take a look at this. As Lioneers makes their free throw, you have 185 Chen, according to the official website. 175 Jason, 173 Achi. You have 186 Jeff Wu, and 178 Yang Sen-yin. Jeff 3, got good elevation, left it short. A lot of mismatches for the Lioneers. Jason with a good help, poked it out of bounds.
Yeah, you said a great hustle there. And well, Ryan, that was a special 31 seconds. I'm glad we got to share it together as Aji gets subbed out for a big guy.
Kiehao just threw it off of Jason's legs. Try to get a reset here. Former teammates at National Tsinghua University. There goes the oop, and a nice slam by Faust.
And that's what the fans have been waiting to see. Again, you watch the highlights. Nick Faust, a high flyer, an exciting player. The guy who lights it up from the 3-point line. Struggled a little bit in his debut, but at least he gave the fans some highlights.
Well, it's good that the Lioneers have a couple of baseline out-of-bounds plays. Jason floater blanks out. Evan will drive, lose the handle as Jason pushes it ahead. Jeff, maybe one extra pass.
Yeah, you said it. Heard those footsteps. Tried to make one pass too many, as we see Jeff get cut back door. Not much of a screen there, and very little help, but just a spectacular dunk from Nick Faust.
Evan tried to block Nick, but a little late. 2 points for the rookie. Young's 5th and 6th points of this contest. Faust from the outside, and still stone cold out there. Good bank shot by Chen, working with Yang Sen-yin on that side.
These Dreamers just thrive in that space and pace. Again, showing a little bit of life with Sim out of the game.
Cut by Faust. Second effort. Third effort, no good.
Yeah, just no legs for Nick right now. Good cuts. just not able to finish, as we've seen on some of those offensive rebounding opportunities.
Chen rewarded for aggression. They've got a 3-on-2, which Leon finishes.
And that's something that we've seen the Lioneers do a couple times. When they get that mismatch, they'll just run an extra defender to try and force the pass. Good job that time, forcing the turnover and getting a layup to extend that lead to 19.
Jay Chen was taking his time, didn't notice the help defense coming from the right angle at the right time.
Yeah, again, great aggressive defense there by Tianhao. Jay's somebody who's really not used to seeing double teams, so kind of surprised him and turned the ball over, leading to that layup from Leon.
One timeout for each team. Get a little bit of the echo of Coach Greg.
Nick Faust is exhausted.
We've heard Kenny say before that he wants as many opportunities and as much minutes played by his guys, including that extra exhibition the Lioneers played, and in this case, the Plus League preseason for his import.
Yeah, exactly. And we said it's all about time. He's got to get time with his teammates, time on the court, time to get back in shape, and right now he needs time to catch his breath.
For those of you who are not here, NTU Sports Center, the gym floor that we're on is the 3rd floor of the building. So not quite an excuse for elevation, say like Mile High City or Mexico City, as Coach Metcalf gives me the side eye.
Let's enjoy Nick's dunks.
Jason getting a lot of run, gets a shot off and flushes it.
Yeah, Lioneers switch that deep penetration. Jason able to hit a tough shot in the mid-range.
Jay Chen got the steal, passed it off before falling, and Xiang Sun-yin led right to the defensive hands. Thankfully, Jeff finishes the playoff with an and one.
Yeah, and these Dreamers just out hustling the Lioneers right here in the 4th quarter as the rookie caught out of position. Jeff with a nice adjustment midair, able to finish over the ground-bound Wesley Wu.
And one completed. Xiao Sun-yi on the mismatch. Tianhao with a dribble step back. Doesn't get the roll. Sun-yi. Extra effort.
We can see Coach Thomas out there still encouraging everybody. And Aji thought he may have been done for the night, but not so much as Jeff gets a well-deserved rest.
I was going to say the same exact thing.
Which part?
The well-deserved rest for Jeff.
Regardless, back-to-back for these guys. Tough couple games.
The switching Lioneers give Aji a chance at Wesley, but missed 3. Bounces heartlessly out of bounds. The Dreamers, known for their 3-point shooting, are only 6 for 32.
And I'm sure that's something that is a little bit concerning, but not as concerning when you think that Randy Walko's out of the lineup. He's got a certain 3-point firepower. Calvin, again, not playing. He's got a little bit of firepower as well. So, again, preseason is preseason. Hopefully we can get some guys back and healthy and on the court for everybody's regular season opener.
Missed shot by Sun-yin for another Leon chance. All ball by Jason.
Yeah, good hands right there. As we see Leon flying through, and then see Leon getting slapped in the hand.
Aji, yeah, his three goes down.
And that's something we saw Kenny do in the first half, just adjusting the angle of the pass. Nice drive and kick, and you can see on the broadcast the Dreamers bench is all standing up, still into this game. Not any starters. Well, I suppose Aji's a starter, but again, everybody's still very invested in the results of this game.
Chen with a rebound. I don't know if Wesley is the guy you wanted to rotate the ball around to shoot, but he did make 2 yesterday. Breaking the action as Aji coaxed the foul out of Leon. And just like that, Jeff is back to take the place of Yamsen Yin.
Again, these Dreamers are trying to win this game. Again, it doesn't matter who's out there. Doesn't matter who's fouled out. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. These Dreamers are trying to end this preseason with a win.
$15 points for Aji. That'll be the team lead. As the Lioneers call a timeout, they gotta kind of adjust to the Dreamers playing so small, getting their own chances for a little bit chipping the lead.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing they have to adjust to is Sim Buller not being in the game. Again, it's very easy to get lazy defensively, to not worry about your own guy, and if you know Sim's back there. But we've seen the Dreamers just attack the paint relentlessly, and that opens up those perimeter opportunities. So let's listen and see what adjustments Coach Greg has in this timeout.
你看玩的跟真的一样，那个小朋友不可以在你前面做这些事情啊。Big 在给一来做啊，到这边给一来控球，小田来做。
One of the main takeaways from Coach Greg is that they are, at this stage of the game, not taking the game seriously enough. Looks like Faust will come back into the game after the timeout.
Yeah, we'll see if these Lioneers can close out this game and again end the preseason on a winning note.
They started the preseason with a win over the Kings, but then lost the next day to the Pilots and lost in a close one yesterday to the Braves.
Again, this is a good chance for Lioneers coaching staff to get a look at how Nick Faust plays in crunch time minutes. In some ways, it's a tryout for the regular season. There's only one import can be on the court at one time.
Tianhao pass deflected. Evan left on the ISO. Nick came over late and committed the foul.
Yeah, just a rookie mistake there. Just go up verticality instead, trying to get the block. And getting a big piece of Mr. Evans' face.
Thanks to some colleagues in the Plus League, been informed that 4 for 23 by the Lioneers was the low mark for May three-pointers in the regular season last year. But it won't count here, whatever note they finish on.
What are they at right now, Ryan?
Currently, 1 for 19. Whew. Achi doing his thing, driving around. Long rebound. And Chen is down on the floor for a long while.
Dead. Oh,
he's
revived by his
out.
teammate. Jay just leaving it all out on the court. Just exhausted. I think his soul left his body there. He's got 2 free throws to cut into this lead.
I guess that's as theatrical as Chen will get, though you do hear him quite often when he thinks he's fouled. Well, it's important how you handle the free throws. The first one is good.
Yeah, we saw that last night with the Lioneers having a chance to tie the game. Fouled on a 3-pointer. Not able to hit all 3 free throws. Yeah, just getting experience for some of these young Lioneers and new Lioneers.
Well, I guess something to watch. Chen and Achi in a bid for the high score for the Dreamers tonight. Evan working the middle, block shot. As there again is Chen with the effort. He might be dead here. No, he's not.
He is dead tired, I will give you that. But nice job. Help defense from the rookie big man coming over there, and then Nick Faust getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And again, you see that Dreamers bench into this game. They would love nothing more than to beat the Lioneers after coming back from 20-something down in a game with some, let's say, controversial calls.
Put it lightly. Largest lead for the Lioneers officially at 23. That was an earlier time in the game. With 2:30 left. The lead sits at 10 points.
And again, this is one of those situations where, you know, if the Lioneers aren't able to hold this lead, then Nick and Brandon probably know that their time in the 4th quarter is going to be limited.
And after a made 3, the Dreamers call timeout. The percentages, well, I guess Lioneers' 3-point percentage is not where they want it to be after they are now 2 for 20.
Yeah, probably the biggest 3 of the game right here for the Lioneers, giving them a little bit of breathing room. Once again, Evan being very determined to shoot that shot, not wavering at all, and that's when he's at his best.
Our chance to listen to the Dreamers timeout.
You can move up and help, but we got to speed up the game. All right? Hey, every ball screen, we are trapping. We need the ball back. All right?
Well, fans getting their money's worth for this last game.
Here we go. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
A little bit more relaxed on the Lioneer side. I guess coach is right. That 3-pointer, really good cushion.
Yeah, anytime you can keep that lead in double digits, it makes coaches very, very happy. And especially with only 2:13 left in the game, as we see Oscar with a wry smile watching from the bench. But again, at this point in it's a 5-possession game. I can see you testing my math there, Ryan.
I'm like Atio, I'm looking elsewhere.
Okay.
Elliott hustles into a possession.
and hustles into a foul. A great play initially, putting his body on the line. But I mean, here's my question for you, Ryan, and I expect to get a very clear and concise answer. If Gilbeck was a foul, why is that not a foul in the initial slide tackle by E? I'm just going to be quiet, and I'm going to hang up and listen to your answer. Thank you, Ryan.
When did Gilbeck slide tackle somebody?
When he apparently took out Sim for his 6th foul.
One of life's great mysteries, Coach. That's a funny thing about rolling the ball inbounds is kind of interesting because Aji was facing the ball and not walking it up. Anyways,
I mean, you can say it's a risky move, but to be completely honest, as Nick Faust gets a layup right there, but there are not many people who will put their body on the line like he does, especially in a preseason game, as the Lioneers give themselves a little bit more cushion here. You rarely see that.
Consecutive baskets by Faust as the Dreamers trap in the fast pace. Backfires. Floater made by Chen.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you're trapping off the inbounder. It's either going to be really good or really bad. There's really not a lot of medium gray area there.
Tiao commits the foul. And more free throws for the Dreamers.
Like we said, Faust doing a good job finishing in transition off of another Dreamers turnover.
After Brendan Dawson was better than 20 and 10, Nick Faust reaching that mark as well.
Yeah, it's been a quiet night for Faust. Again, showing his teammates what he can do when the lights go on.
He's controlling from the top. Initially looking for Wesley. They'll get it to him now. Easy shot from the side. Gets in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, not really much of a reason for Wesley to go after that mismatch. Give your shooter some confidence, because that's something that you're going to need desperately during the regular season.
Even if it's Elliott?
Hey, guys got to see the ball go in, and if you don't even have a chance to shoot, it's tough to get your own rhythm.
Wesley, another chance to Evan. His three-point attempt. He can't make it 2 in a row. A tired Yang Sun-Yin throws it out of bounds. We have 27 and 6/10 of a second in this one. Just a 15-point lead now. Faust realized the shot clock was down. Missed a 3, and Aji will dribble the ball and the clock out as the Lioneers win the first preseason game and win the final one. I guess not much to analyze in the end of this one, but to say great job by the staff, the league, the officials working the games, and the players for playing for the teams back-to-back, and the Steelers and Pilots coming from a long way. And of course,
the English commentators.
The English commentators for getting you through 5+ league preseason games. Of Of course, we have one last player interview to get through. As we get an interesting comment in the chat about first-time callers. This is not a call-in situation. Greg Lynn will be the coach interviewed in the post-game, so the players will get a few extra seconds to take in the victory. Eddie in his second game, Aaron in his first, wrapping things up with a Plus League preseason. Asked about the performance of the imports. Greg expressing that Faust matched up with, paired up with Simba. Well, Xingba is Simbular. Would be a better in and out tandem. So that was the logic behind the pairing.
当然，我只是注重在我们自己球队的训练跟练习。那比赛中，然后一边可以带到他们的默契跟体能，所以我没有在
answering what focus he has is his answer is all about the Lioneers themselves. Now asked about the performance of the team after 2 wins and 2 losses.
然后因为我们的洋将开始刚进到球队，那所以我们的胜负其实我也没有看得很重，我们只是在把一个团队的默契养成的一个目标。
Not all that interested in the wins and losses, but thinking about the team's development, the team cohesion first and foremost.
其实没有，我们就是努力帮球队做最好的事情。谢谢。
Thanks for Greg being the subject of the post-game coverage. We'll go to a break before wrapping up the entire Plus League preseason.
Right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh,
a scrub is a guy that thinks he's flying, is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. So no, I don't want your number. No, I don't wanna give you mine, and no, I don't wanna
So in 2 weeks, the regular season begins, and fans tune in for 有点意思, something interesting. The conclusion of the Plus League preseason ends with the 血流成河 game where the Lioneers get the best of the Dreamers, 109-94. They shoot better from the field, just like at halftime, but that three-point percentage, I guess, salvaged in a way with a 3 by Evan, a 3 by Elliott. They dominated the boards, 72-45, as a lot of shot attempts in this one. Passed the ball better, but also turned the ball over a lot more. So, despite going 2-2, the Lioneers, not satisfied, are going to keep working to be the best team in the Plus League. The opening game, keep on mentioning it, it is December 4th at 5 p.m. at Taipei Heping Gymnasium. Be these Formosa Dreamers with hopefully more reinforcements against the Braves, who had their stumbles in the preseason. Thanks to our broadcasting partners, all the league employees, and everyone involved with the Plus League preseason. I'm Ryan Chen, signing off for Coach Ben Metcalf. We'll see you in the next one.